Welcome back to the vendor table. Hey,
Hi.
Lauren.
How you doing?
I feel like your shirt is screaming at me.
It is.
It's really
Quiet down.
so loud. It's
You're so bland.
I know. I'm like a bowl of oatmeal. Just that's what I am.
Just a good old bowl of mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are delicious.
They are.
Those are great. Ever have a mashed potato bar at a cocktail hour?
Yes.
So good.
Often. It's one of the happiest places I can be.
Right? I could just, if there's one thing at cocktail hour that I could just go back for like seconds or thirds, it'd probably be the mashed potato bar.
Gravy or no gravy?
It depends what kind of toppings they have besides gravy. So if they have like bacon and cheese and sour cream, no gravy. But if they don't have that and they just have like gravy, maybe like, I don't know, something lame, like chives or something, I'll probably do gravy. It depends on the mood, I guess. It just depends on the mood.
Chunky or smooth?
Chunky.
Same.
Yeah.
So much better.
So much better. Yeah. Yeah.
Team chunk.
Are you sweet potatoes or are you mashed
No,
potatoes?
fuck a sweet potato. A sweet potato is an abomination to potatoes.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
For once we agree on something.
It's just like, if you're doing mashed potatoes,
I just can't get behind sweet potatoes. I know they're good for you. I don't care.
I don't care either. I'm
gross.
mashed potatoes all day, especially Thanksgiving. I hate sweet potatoes on Thanksgiving.
Like, don't put marshmallows on
it's
potatoes.
terrible. No. A good mashed potato bar is a proper white potato, a little chunky. Some cheese, you know, sour cream, bacon bits. Oh, yeah. That's good. Love a good.
That was hot. That was a hot conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you don't like sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
I feel like we just bonded. I like you again.
I know. I feel like that would be a really big combo if we didn't agree on the potatoes.
We would have had a very fierce debate.
Oh, yeah. But no debate here.
You heard it first. Sweet potatoes suck.
Now, speaking of speaking of us as being vendors and going to like cocktail hour, and we have to have etiquette, right, on a wedding day,
I suppose.
Right, so we're gonna talk, I guess, a little bit about
how we should conduct ourselves at weddings.
Yeah, and how we should be professional.
I want to start with what to wear to weddings, and this is going to vary by region. So
you're saying this in a flower.
I would never wear this to a wedding.
You're sure?
I won't. I feel like this is too much. I would wear the zebra pants though, but only for the right couple.
Okay.
You have to know the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start with what to wear, because
let's do that.
Like I said, this will vary by region, because I know in certain areas the dress can be a little bit more laid back, especially like beach weddings in the South or wherever.
Farm weddings in Texas.
Farm weddings, Things are going to be a little bit different. Mm-hmm. We're on Long Island, so we have catering halls that are very like very
like bougie.
Bougie.
Yeah.
So,
yacht clubs, country clubs, things like that.
I envy you people who are able to be a little bit more on the comfier side, but us as vendors have to dress appropriately for weddings where we are. Mm-hmm. So, Mike, what do you wear to weddings?
So as a male photographer, I always felt like, and I kind of changed my tone, I'd say about 7 or 8 years ago, where I was a little bit more comfortable. Like I'd wear like a polo and or a button down or something like that, and with a nice pair of khakis or something and a pair of dress shoes. But personally, I feel like as my prices went up, I started feel like dressing a little bit more professionally on wedding days, and I think that's like a good tip for, what do they say, you dress like for the, like you dress for your part, you dress the part or something like that, right, you dress for the job you want or something. So I always wear I kind of have a look, I guess, an outfit go-to. Like I always wear khakis, like a lighter pair of khakis with a white button down, a tie, a floral tie. That's kind of my thing.
Always.
It's always floral ties. I have 7 different color floral ties.
Flower ties.
Flower ties.
Flower Mike.
I get so many compliments on my flower ties every wedding. And a blazer. I wear like either a blue or a gray or a blazer. Sometimes like if it's a hot ass wedding, I'll wear a vest, or if it's a backyard wedding, I'll just wear a nice button down with khakis. Shoes, I wear a nice pair of Cole Haans. Cole Haans are a great pair of shoes for any male photographer, by the way, that they're looking for like a good pair of shoes to wear. I have the 0 grams. We're not sponsored by Cole Haan. You want to sponsor us? That'd be a fucking great sponsor. But they're phenomenal because they look nice. They also have like the support, and they're comfortable to wear for like a 10 to 12 hour day. So I wear a nice pair of shoes, a nice pair of khakis, a button down for a more casual wedding backyard vibe or like elopement style, or a nice blazer or a tie. Like that's usually my go-to. I guess that would be my outfit of choice. How about you?
For me, I usually will wear like a pretty understated like bodysuit. I don't like to untuck or retuck my shirts.
Okay.
So I'll wear a bodysuit and either like a nice pair of trousers or dress pants.
Okay.
In the summer months and usually in the winter, I'll always have a blazer with me. In the summer months, I generally will just wear like a lightweight blouse or a shirt. Something very simple, nothing too loud. I really don't. Mike knows. I'll wear like a colored blazer. Like I have a few different colored blazers, but I don't want to stand out too much. The red blazer is good. People know where to find me. And I mainly will wear that during reception.
It's not super loud, but it's loud enough that you're kind of like, you could kind of be spotted, but not like, oh my.
I'll wear it for the most part during reception and not really during the day, just because I also, with bright colors like that, they can create a color cast on your photos. So I tend to leave them off during photo sessions, and I will wear it during the reception for funsies. I've had some people request that I wear the red blazer. Mainly emo couples.
Emo couples. Love the red blazer, apparently.
It just reminds them of My Chemical Romance, I guess.
Great band.
Yeah. In the summer months, I'll wear I just got a pair of Tom's sandals that are really comfortable. They're like memory foam sole, and it's the only pair of sandals that I've been able to wear for 10-hour stretches without hurting my feet. Yeah. I've been searching high and low for something like this for years. So
you seem so excited about
this. I am so happy I bought them in 2 colors because I just cannot contain myself. I have foot problems, so it's very difficult for me to find a pair of shoes that will last me the whole day without causing some kind of severe foot pain. Yeah. I don't have good arches, I have flat feet, so it's important to have good footwear, but also I just can't bring myself to wear sneakers. Yeah.
I think the most important, there are a few important things that a photographer should take care of, on their body, their feet and their back are the 2 most important, really. So getting a good pair of shoes that support you, whether you have flat feet or you need something comfortable. I have wide feet, so Cole Haan makes a wide version, so they fit me very nicely.
The bridal attendant at the Piermont this weekend had a nice pair of Cole Haan sneakers that looked very nice. They were black leather.
Yeah, with the the white bottoms. Yeah.
So I'm probably going to buy a pair of those too because they still looked professional, but they were like a tennis shoe. Yeah. So during the reception, I will also change my footwear because I have a dancing problem. And I need to be comfortable enough to do that.
You? You dance?
Can't contain myself. I don't know if you would call it dancing.
Just leave the BTS on our Instagram.
I like to be comfortable for receptions. Just your footwear is very important, but please don't wear garbage footwear.
Don't be a garbage person.
Don't be a garbage person. But yeah, so I'll wear sometimes a jumpsuit or something like that. The only downside to that is you have to basically be naked to go to the bathroom. So I don't do that very often. It's very awkward. But yeah, for the most part, dress pants or trousers, a bodysuit, and a blazer. All it's very simple, very easy.
Do you feel like women photographers could kind of get away with a little bit more? I always feel that.
I can't bring myself to wear a dress because I feel like you've seen me. I'm laying on the ground. I'm squatting all over the place. I can't wear a dress to a wedding. I just can't. I need to wear pants. But we can wear dresses. We can wear sleeveless tops. I did the wedding with you this past weekend, I wore a sleeveless bodysuit. I feel like guys can't get away with that.
No. Like, that's where I feel like... like
you're going to sweat your dick off all summer, and I'm just going to be like, hey, it's so breezy over here.
God. What a discrimination. That's, listen...
Don't go there, Casera.
As a dude,
you'll lose.
as a dude, like, we have nothing to complain about. Like, so I don't give a shit. Like, I like to look nice on a wedding day. I do. Like, it's...
You like to dress as, like, to blend in as a guest, basically. Like, yes. What would a guest wear to a wedding?
Yeah, we got a compliment this past weekend that, like, a guest said they complimented us on how we looked, which was very nice. I think, personally, you should dress like a guest. And I popped on, like, when a planner had an Instagram live, and they were talking about, like, you know, vendor etiquette at a wedding, and I remember saying that, like, you should dress like a guest. Like, they like recognized me, and they said, oh, he dresses so nice on wedding days. And I'm like, yeah, because you want to blend in, but you, like, we talked about this, I think, on one of the first episodes. You want to blend in, but also kind of have something iconic about you. For me, it's the floral tie. Like, it just is my thing, I guess. Like, and my mannerisms and how I am on a wedding day and how ridiculous I sound. But the floral tie helps me, like, get recognized. I've actually had a couple like, I recognize you from the floral tie. Yeah. Like, you know, like, the floral ties that you rock. So yes, like, as a guy, I'd say dress like a guest. Yeah, it's, you know, yeah, you can't, like, be like a girl and have, like, a million different variations of outfits that you could pull off, but I'd say, like, you're probably not as comfortable. I have seen guys, and I might actually start doing this, is like where they wear, like, a button down throughout the day and then change into a blazer at night and stuff like that. I've done that once or twice, and I might start implementing that a little bit more, for the fact that, like, especially in the summer, it's hot as fucking shit, and I'm not wearing a blazer on the beach. No. I'm being honest with you. No way. So I'll probably do that for, like, a beach wedding or, like, a summer wedding, stuff like that. But it's actually nice in the fall or winter to have a jacket, because of the fact that, like, I never feel cold ever. Like, I'm always like, oh, nice and warm. I have a wool jacket, or I have a linen jacket if it's the summer or stuff like that. So I don't know.
In the winter, all bets are off for me.
Yeah, like, I feel like in the winter, women could rock black jeans and combat boots and shit.
Absolutely whatever I want to, because me and my body don't deal with cold well. So whatever I'm going to be comfortable in is what I'm wearing. I will not look like a schmuck, but I will show up probably sometimes wearing black jeans, a sweater, and boots. Yeah,
so I have second shooters work for me. Most of my second shooters are women, and, like, with my second shooters, like, what they wear and everything like that, I never really care, because I think every one of my second shooters has dressed professionally throughout the years. But I'd say if, like, you're working for another photographer, I guess vendor etiquette wise, like, I would say, you know, maybe it's the first time you're working for them, you could ask them, like, how do you want me to look?
Should I shout out Matt for scaring the shit out of me the other day when I shot for him? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tell that story.
Yeah. So I'm shooting for Jenna and Matt, silent capture photo, for the first time. And I posted a selfie to my story. I'm wearing a mint green blazer and a black top. Matt sends me a message on Instagram saying, all black today. Oh, sorry, I was wearing a white top. That's right. I was wearing a white top, black pants, and the mint green blazer. And I just goes, what? And I, like, searched my car for, like, 10 minutes trying to find a black shirt. And then he responded with, just kidding.
I love that, by the way. It was a great move. Phenomenal job. Great job,
because
Matt.
I care.
Do you have an oh shit kit in your trunk? Like, I
do now. God.
For emergencies? Now, like, I
do.
Yeah, you do. You told me you do. Now, as a guy, I should have an oh shit kit too, because I've seen some
sweat.
If I know it's a summer wedding, I always bring an extra
spills.
I always bring an extra shirt, and I usually.
You brought extra shoes.
So I have an extra pair of shoes in my trunk. I just always kept them in, because there was a wedding last year that I got trapped in the rain, and I fucking hate wet shoes. I hate wet socks. bane of my existence.
I had a wedding in Roxbury a few years ago, and it had rained the night before, and the grounds it was all mud.
Ugh.
Everything. And I only brought like a pair of blue flats with me, navy blue flats. My shoes were wrecked. They were done for.
Yeah.
And I actually had to wear the flip-flops that they provided for the rest of the night.
The dancing flip-flops?
Because my shoes were ruined. Like, I couldn't, they were just destroyed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I usually, I kind of prepare for if I'm going somewhere, if I know, like, how it's going to be. Like, beach wedding, like, I'll wear, like, Sperry's, on the beach, and then I'll change into, like, the Cole Haan.
You look like a Sperry guy.
I'm a Sperry guy. Yeah. I'm wearing flip-flops right now. Like, I'm a boat beach guy, so I'm, like, I'm always in, like...
Yeah, but I feel like you can rock Sperry's.
Like, I rock Sperry's, yeah. Rock Sperry's, yeah. No, but I like...
You got that one?
But no, like I always say to, you back up your life, right? Backups, right? Having backups. So this past weekend we got rained on and we got poured on too. I wish I had a change of I didn't have a change of shirt or a blazer or anything like that, but I did have a change of shoes. Like I feel like you could dry your shirt and you could dry your blazer and you could dry like your outfit out a little quick. Like
shoes.
But your shoes, they could be wet all day, and that's
wet
probably
socks.
Oh God. So thankfully I had a pair of shoes, change of shoes, and I had a change of socks in the car. I was able to change, and God, probably changed my whole outlook on the day, the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But no, so I think like with etiquette wise, like for us as vendors, like, look like you're a human, like going to a wedding, like look like you're
it's a formal event, so don't
dress the part.
Dress like you're going to a formal event.
Yeah, and if you're from a different area than here, I guess like photographers, you should have a good sense, but like I would say like if you're showing up to a wedding in jeans and a t-shirt, no, don't do that.
But I would also like if you're on the fence and not really sure, check with your couple and see what their vibe is, like what they think is appropriate too, because it's their wedding. So
that's
nobody has to wear all black anymore. Things are different. So I used to wear all black just because I like black.
Yeah. I never wore a black to any weddings.
Love black.
Well, yeah.
That's like my, I was gonna say that's like my thing, but look at me, I'm wearing neon colors. I'm really branching out, you guys.
Yeah. No, I was never into that. Like photographers in video have to wear all black. I never thought that was like I get why they do it because they want to blend into the background kind of thing, and it does help in certain scenarios where like say you have a mirror or something, it was like easy to like Photoshop you out or like you don't show up as much. But to be honest with you, I kind of wanted to slightly stand out and make an impression. So I try to dress like appropriately for a wedding day.
I don't really have to dress any type of way for that.
Yeah.
Stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. You're iconic.
Well, one of the bridesmaids from the wedding, as she was getting off the bus, like, I don't think I told you this, she just like goes like this and goes, "I love your vibe." And I was like, "I love yours, thank you." So
it's annoying now, by the way, that I have like brides actually like requesting that I have you on wedding days. It's very fucking annoying. Just inflate your ego.
What's not to love?
Oh God, stop. Oh. But no, I would say though, like, because etiquette, it's kind of a simple topic. I mean, and then I think we're talking more about
moving from like what to wear, but let's go into like how to interact with the other people that you're working with.
Yeah, like vendor interaction. So like this is more a vendor perspective, but like interacting with other vendors on the day. You could I would always photographers usually the first one to show up, like with the exception of hair and makeup, right? So there might be the planner there or coordinator. So I always introduce myself. If it's hair and makeup, sometimes I know them. I'd say 5 out of 10 now I know, or they know me, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like stuff like that, and we'll start chit chatting for a little bit. Just and be like, I'll send you some teasers when they're done. I'll send you a full gallery if you want them. Just shoot me a DM. So that's always a good way to start it. And then, throughout the day, you're going to engage with other vendors. So obviously vendor etiquette between photo and video, we could have a whole podcast topic on the photo video relationship. And we will. Maybe we'll bring in a husband and wife couple.
Oh, I wonder, do you know any of those?
Maybe. That'd be a great... Hi.
Oh, hey.
But no, like having that photo video interaction is important. So you want to like, if there's a video working with you on your day, especially as a photographer, and like, hey, how you doing? Like, Mike, we'll be working together today. Like, you tell them how you kind of function. Maybe they tell you how they work, stuff like that. I always tell my video, like anybody I work with video, hey, like this is how I do things. Like, and I'll do it as I'm doing prep and stuff like that. I'm like, I use a lot of motion. Like, if we're tight on time, I'm gonna have to press you a little bit. Like, I know you want to get your shots, and I'm gonna let you get your shots, but we might have to work a little quicker. So I kind of preface that, and then like usually we have a good relationship throughout the day. I very rarely had negative interactions with videographers.
Yeah, I think as long as you like set the tone ahead of time, you guys communicate. Communication is really just the key here for everyone. Yeah. So establishing boundaries and also talking about like how you're going to work together. Mm-hmm. You may not know the videographer. I mean, obviously we know quite a few now at this point. But if you don't know how that person works, it's good to establish it right up front. Yeah. And then hopefully throughout the day, you just seamlessly work together. Sure. Because ultimately it's all coming together for the couple. It's not like anyone is supposed to be competing for more airtime.
You're on the same team.
Yeah.
You're on the same team. At the end of the day, your goal is to give the couple something beautiful to remember their day on. So, like you want to give them a good vendor experience, and you want to be remembered for, having a great experience. So with that, like any vendor you meet, you introduce yourself, you say hi, like, like you get to know them. Sometimes like, I'd say the hardest, like as a vendor, the hardest other vendor to work with is the maitre d'.
Yeah, you're pretty much like top of the food chain up until you get to the venue, and then you're a peasant.
Yeah. I think it's any venue, especially here on Long Island. Maybe it's different elsewhere, but I'd say here maitre d's have this this thing about them that they feel like they have this power trip. Where
I don't think not the majority.
Not the majority.
But some of them.
Some of them do. I've worked with one recently that I just horrible experience.
Mike's very upset about this.
Yeah, I could go a whole podcast about this dude, but I would say, usually the maitre d', if they have a power trip and stuff like that, like there's nothing you could do as a vendor to kind of work around that.
You just have to be respectful. Yeah. And check in.
Yeah. I usually just tell the maitre d', hey, like, this is what I want to do. Let me know if this works on, like, what you have planned. I usually, for DJs and bands, I'll introduce myself to the DJs and bands and be like, hey, guys, like, can I get a rundown of the schedule of the day? Like, what you have planned for the night? Like, just so I get a good idea. I might want to pull a couple for some night photos or maybe sunset if it's, like, lining up. So I just want to make sure, like, we don't have anything scheduled during that time, or maybe we could push something. So as a vendor, just introduce yourself. If, like, you're the one, like, walking into the room, I always think the maitre d' should introduce themselves to the photographer, because I don't know who the hell a maitre d' is sometimes, and they should, introduce themselves, especially like,
I have mixed feelings on that, because like places where I've never worked before, maybe like I will seek out the maitre d' because I have never been there and I want to know the person. So I'll go out of my way to find them or introduce myself. But I feel like also, and I know this is going to probably ruffle feathers, but I feel like it's easier for me as a female to get along with maitre d's.
Probably, yeah.
That just, I feel like I have very low issues, whereas like maybe two guys might butt heads over who's in charge.
It depends. I mean, I've had female maitre d's that are phenomenal. Like, so it's like, I'd say honestly 3 out of 10 maitre d's are female that I've worked with. So worked with a lot of female maitre d's, but I feel like with maitre d's, like it's probably the one area where your vendors are gonna butt heads at times, is like any vendor and your maitre d'.
Well, especially if you're at a venue that has multiple events going on at once. Yeah.
coordinators and maitre d's never get along. It's always fun to see. I always love watching that interaction, because the coordinator wants to do something one way and the maitre d's like, no, this is my show, and
you're just like,
it's like, well, let's tune in. Oh, that's great. We should record that one.
Yeah.
But as the photographer, I'll try to be as respectful as possible. Like, and anytime I'm in, you know, it's honestly, it's like somebody's house, you know, like you're in somebody's house. So you just want to understand the rules. And that's what I try to do, is I try to understand the rules. And like, if I've been there already, I know the rules. So I'll try to like work the best way possible around those rules, and coordinate and stuff like that. And I'll always try to work with the band, DJ, whoever, to make sure we're all on the same page. Because if you're not, it's just gonna absolutely make the day harder for the couple. And you don't want to do that, because then you're just going to get remembered as the guy that didn't work well with others, you know, and play well with others, and we don't want that. And so work well with the other vendors. Just the best way, introduce yourself, get to know them, say hi. It's like, if you're on the same plane, like photo video coordinator, you know, say this is like how you like to do things, let's see if we can work it out, you know, and stuff like that. Like, tell them how you break things down. If you're not on the same plane, like say like, you know, photo and florist or something like that, and you're waiting for the florist to set up like the arch or something, and the photo's like, you know, I got like 5 minutes to do this. Well, you know, you got to wait, because you got to understand they're doing their job too. So like, just be nice about it.
They can't do it any faster than they're doing it, and it's just...
Unless they're dicking around. Like, if they're dicking around on their phones, and you're like, dude, you got the ceremony in 15 minutes. Finish this shit up, you know? But in any case, I think, like, vendor etiquette, this is, like, an easy topic to kind of bullshit on, because of the fact that, like, it's really just be presentable.
It's pretty straightforward, yeah.
It's like, it's being presentable and not being a garbage person.
The moral of every story.
It always circles back to that.
Don't be a garbage person.
It's got to be the t-shirt. It's got to be the first t-shirt.
Like communication, making sure that everybody is on the same page. And like, I've just seen it so many times from like a bystander, like with other vendors who just butt heads so hard. It's like, what is this even for? Like, what are you trying to accomplish here? Because nothing's getting done. You're just fighting. Yeah.
I'll try to curb my emotions.
A weird pissing match.
Yeah, I'll try to curb my emotions. And there have been times where like I'll have to like walk out for like 2 minutes to get my cool, and it's happened. I'll be honest about it. Like my clients will never know unless there's a certain vendor that like says something to them, which dick move, bro. Don't fucking do that. Like, if it doesn't involve you, like don't fucking bring things up. Like, I'm not gonna go up to the couple and say like, your DJ is a douchebag. Like, I'm never gonna do that to them.
That's a very good point. Like, even if you're experiencing frustration with other vendors, or even if you're just in general not having a good day, don't ever let on, and don't tell them. Yeah. And like, don't, like, if you're not getting along with a certain vendor, like, even if like they're... Unless you're being harassed. Yeah. If you're not getting along with a certain vendor, where you're not working well together, okay, and it's just between the two of you, work it out. But don't bring the couple into the mix. Like, that's the way, like, I've had issues with videographers before where I've had to like kind of assert myself and say like, we can't do it this way. You like, so what I do is what I say to them is, listen, okay, I know you have a way to do things. I have a way to do things, but it's not going to work in this case. Do you want to talk to the bride about it? And usually what happens is when I say that, the videographer is usually like, you know, they kind of back off a little bit. So I usually just try to work things out. And even if I have an issue with that person, I'm not going to bring it up to the couple. That's just not who I am. I'm not going to bring my issues up like that I'm having with another vendor to the couple and bring them into it. They're trying to have the best day of their life. I'm not bringing them into any drama that I might be having. Now, there are obvious exceptions to things like this. Like, if you... Obviously you're a man, I'm a woman, but if you are being like harassed 100%, yeah, then obviously there is a reason to bring up your concerns. Outside of that, or like actual physical violence, you know, then you pretty much just swallow it and move let forward. It go. Yeah, move on. But yeah, like if you are being
especially as a woman, like you should let the couple know if you are being harassed by a vendor or a guest or whatever.
And if not the couple, then usually a maitre d' will take care of that problem.
Yeah, usually, like if they're a good maitre d', and we work with some very good maitre d's, especially here on Long Island. Like I have to give like a lot of props. Like the ones I work with at some of the venues are incredible, and they're amazing. And there's a reason I'm shooting there like 7 to 10 times a year, is because I like working there, and the staff is great, and it's just a nice time. So, but no. I think this was a good way to wrap things up. Yeah.
Ultimately, don't be a garbage person.
Don't be a garbage person.
Dress like a human.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Nothing else to add to that one?
Not really.
No?
I will probably wear a pink blazer to one of your weddings, though.
That's fine. Like, I feel like my couples want you to wear a pink blazer.
I feel like I'm growing on them.
Oh, God. Her head is
like a cancer.
Like she's just the diva Lauren is just coming out right now.
Unlocked.
Oh God, podcast is growing and Lauren's head is growing with it. Well, listen, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to, especially lately. We've seen just like crazy growth with the podcast. Like where the TikTok's blowing up, our Instagram's blowing up, our episodes have like over 100 plays each episode. Like you guys are tuning in, engaging with us. Like we're getting DMs and stuff like, you should talk about this, or bring this up or stuff like that. And like a lot of things we talk about are actually from people's like DMs or messages. Like it's really cool. So if you guys have a idea or something that you want to chat about, or like you want us to chat about, shoot us a DM. Like we'll talk about it. We'll we'll bring it up. We have all those topics.
We love it.
Yeah, we have a little note file that we save.
It's not very little anymore.
No, it's huge actually. it grew a lot. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Lauren, where can they find you?
Lauren O'Brien Photo on Instagram and LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com. Mike, where can they find you? Where can they find me?
You can find me at Michael Casara Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All right, it's been fun.
Yay.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
Okay, bye.